Welcome, one and all, in here, out there, all around the world, to The Late Show. I'm your host, Stephen Colbert. Folks, these are confusing times. Why? I don't know. That's how confusing they are. If this pandemic were a movie, it would be Tenet. It's impossible to understand, and I just wish it would end, which turns out is the beginning. Here's one source of the confusion. For about, what are we looking at? 22 months at this point, public health officials have consistently told us to do everything possible to avoid getting COVID. But in the last several days, if you've noticed, the message has shifted subtly. They're trying to make us get used to all of this. For instance, yesterday, Dr. Anthony Fauci addressed the current spike, and he said, Omicron will infect just about everybody. Do you hear that? Being attacked for 2 years has clearly broken Dr. Fauci. Rip off your mask, go to hot yoga, on the way home, tug a hobo. I don't give a vaccinated crap. We're all doomed. You can all take a rapid test and stick it where the sun don't shine, because it's actually more accurate right there. But there is a silver lining. According to Dr. Fauci, those who have been vaccinated will very likely, with some exceptions, do reasonably well. Okay. There are certain things I don't want to equivocate on. My life is one of them. You don't want to hear a skydiving instructor say, jump from the plane. You will very likely, with some exceptions, do reasonably well. But vaccines and boosters work, because Fauci also said that those unvaccinated are 10 times likelier to be infected and 20 times likelier to die. They're also 50 times likelier to start a fight with a Kroger employee because the Mexican food aisle is in Spanish. And when Fauci says everybody's going to get it, Fauci may not be exaggerating, because the CEO of United Airlines said that 4% of its U.S. employees have tested positive for COVID-19, and in one day alone at Newark, nearly 1/3 of their workforce called out sick. Although that might not entirely be COVID-related. At least some are suffering from the pre-existing condition of not wanting to go to Newark. And it's not just America. According to the World Health Organization, in the next 6 to 8 weeks, half of the population in Western Europe will be infected with COVID. And based on the last time something spread this aggressively through Western Europe, I'm going to go ahead and say that France has already surrendered. The huge... Je suis désolé. The huge surge in COVID cases in workers, combined with winter weather, has emptied grocery store shelves. I went grocery shopping this weekend to pick up a few things, made a bolognese, and I got over to the meat department. I was surprised that they were out of this one item, and it was meat. Right now, there are shortages in a lot of things, from cream cheese to paper towels, children's juice boxes, and cat food. And we do not want to run out of cat food, because if we do, all they'll have left to eat is man. They've been waiting. Oh, they've been waiting. This shortage is hitting items in every department, including Bird's Eye frozen vegetables and Slim Jim meat snacks. Not America's meat snacks. What am I supposed to snap into now? A carrot? That doesn't look like a tube full of greasy hair. No, naturally, that hit home. That hit home. I love us.
Like the Slim Jims? Hey, go with it.
Naturally, this is causing prices to go up. According to the latest numbers, inflation soared 7% in the past year. It's the most since 1982. And remember, back in '82, the price of an airline ticket was so high, Americans were forced to travel via alien-powered skybike. And thanks to pandemic-related supply problems, used car prices are up more than 37%. So the used car folks are getting rich. In fact, I saw one of those inflatable floppy guys driving a Tesla. Luxury cars are also doing very well. Rolls-Royce set an all-time sales record in 2021 for a very troubling reason. According to the company's CEO, Torsten Muller-Otvos, whose name obviously is an anagram for Tormentor Loves Slut, don't know why. I don't know why it is, but it is. That's true. Otvos told the Financial Times, quite a lot of people witnessed people in their community dying from COVID. That makes them think life can be short, and you'd better live now rather than postpone it to a later date. It's all summed up in their slogan, life is too short not to look like a huge douche. I'm happy. Gotta act now. Think about it.
Hey.
Think about it. I'm happy to say there could be hope on the horizon. Experts think Omicron may be headed for a rapid drop in Britain and the United States. Yes, the worst of it could be over by March. And by the summer, Omicron will be so out of the headlines, its publicists will book it on Dancing with the Stars. In fact, according to the University of Washington, the true daily case number has already peaked, hitting 6 million on January 6th. January 6th? That's a strange coincidence. Can we see Omicron under a microscope? Aha! More promising news, according to a recent study, COVID loses 50% of its ability to infect after 10 seconds in office air. I'm not surprised. A lot of people lose their will to reproduce when they're in a dead-end office job. COVID should try buying a fun mug or maybe a yoga ball chair. We have some good news from a source not known for it, Florida. The story starts with governor and dad having way too much fun at the news museum. Ron DeSantis. Earlier this week, we learned that Governor DeSantis allowed up to 1 million of Florida's COVID tests expire in a warehouse. Nothing good ever happens in a Florida warehouse, unless you place your bets on the right coked-up snapping turtle. Luckily, the Fed stepped in to save the day because yesterday the FDA announced they've extended the shelf life for the expired test kits. This is great. Yeah, sure, give it up for expired test kits. This is great. This is great for folks down in Florida who need tests, but even better for me, because the FDA is finally confirming what I have known for years. Expiration dates are a myth, a mere suggestion. If they weren't, why would I still have this actual can of sausage that I actually keep in my actual office that is actually from the 1970s? Why do I have this can of sausage, you may be asking? Well, I was a young actor in Chicago, young and hungry, so my loving mother sent me a care package with a bunch of ramen noodles stuffed in there, and for some reason, at the last minute, she threw in this can of sausage that had already been in her pantry for at least 10 years. I remember this can as a child. Meaning, the church drive looked at this can and said, no, thank you. And I have kept this can of sausage ever since. It rattles a little. And 35 years later, the ingredients sound just as delicious. Ingredients: pork stomachs, beef lips, beef tripe, beef hearts, cooked beef fat tissue solids, cereal, water, beef. Coming in at number 8. Salt, flavoring, as if salt isn't flavoring enough, sodium nitrate. So thanks to the FDA's new ruling, I could open this right now and enjoy them, just like the day they were canned. But I won't, because the can on the label commands me to serve as illustrated. Not serving suggestion, as illustrated. And unfortunately, I left my can of fried eggs at home. So, to anyone watching, and especially my wife, Evie, who would not let me keep this can of sausages at our home anymore, that's why it's at my office. These are still good. And that's not me saying it. It's the Food and Drug Administration. And these sausages are definitely food or drugs. At this point, I'm gonna guess Botox. Thanks, Mom. Speaking of drugs, a new study has found what I would like to think that when my mother packed that cardboard box and put that can in there, she said, "This will be a good joke 35 years from now. He'll use this. He'll use this." A new study found that cannabis compounds stopped infection by the COVID-19 virus. Great news for all the teenagers whose parents found weed in their room. "Oh, Mom, I see you found the COVID-stopping compounds that I hid in my sock drawer. Those aren't mine." No, no. Those aren't mine. I was just holding them from my friend, Tony Fauci. Here's how she works. Apparently, a compound found in cannabis prevents the virus that causes COVID from penetrating healthy human cells. In other words, the pot enters the body and asks COVID, "Are you a cell? You have to tell me if you're a cell." Now, if you're skeptical about the science here, let me remind you, this study has been reviewed by the CDC's stoner nephew, the THC. And now, that girl's clapping a little too hard right there. Now, technically, these compounds that have to be extracted from the plant and not smoked, but there's anecdotal support for the COVID-fighting properties of weed itself, because as of today, and this is true, 3 people who have yet to get COVID are Seth Rogen, Willie Nelson, and Snoop Dogg. That's why Snoop's teaming up again with trusted epidemiologist Dr. Dre for their new album, The Omicronic. We got a great show for you tonight. My guest is Katrina Balfe. But when we come back, a business gets the Colbert Small Biz Bump for the second time, the double bump.